What is going on, everyone? It's your boy B. Welcome back to the Style of Gaming, and welcome to another Anthem patch notes discussion. Thank you to all of my supporters for subscribing. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button below, and let's crack into this incredibly solid quality of life patch. Patch 1.0.4 brought in many elements that prove Bioware is headed in the right direction for correcting and adjusting the missteps it took when it launched Anthem just a month ago. We saw in the previous patch some definitely needed changes, but nothing that made the game seem substantial or really offer anything new to players to chase after or enjoy. In this most recent patch dropped March the 26th, we got a little bit of challenge, a little to chase, and some massive UI overhauls that the community was begging for. There's a monster list of updates you can find in the link below to the patch notes, but I'll be discussing the huge changes that their absence, I think, really drove players away. Bioware has finally begun to roll out its extended endgame activities and loot. One of the most notable things is the new legendary mission category, a revolving daily challenge putting Lancers back in the story with remixed enemies and another daily opportunity for loot.
Negotiations have concluded.
There's 6 missions available to start, but that list will expand as time goes on. There aren't really many special properties to these missions, but with the loot system being tweaked again in 1.0.4, Bioware promises we will see a substantial drop increase of masterwork and legendaries the higher we climb on the difficulty ring, so look out for these legendary missions daily. A very cool and minimal addition were the previously announced Elysian chests. Each Lancer may personally open 1 chest a day with a wide range of material and cosmetic items available to receive. The Elysian chests are unlocked by completing a specified Elysian daily challenge to get a key, and then running a stronghold in Grandmaster 2 difficulty and above. While this seems limiting, if you go in with a team of 4 people, 4 keys subsequently, you will each receive an Elysian artifact reward from your teammate's chest, so you can ultimately receive 4 artifacts minimum in a stronghold, but the max is as many times as you run strongholds and randos have keys. The community was in a bit of an uproar over the fact that Elysian caches will not contain unique armor, merely animations, emotes, and vinyls, but more so, were particularly uproarious over the fact that these caches offer planet and javelin materials and not just cosmetics. However, I think that these micro rewards have room to grow. This is just the beginning, and rather than comment, I think I'm just gonna see where it goes from here and see how Bioware responds to the community. I think the biggest change, and one the fans were most thrilled about, is the loss of load screens to access the Forge anywhere in Fort Tarsis and the launch bay.
Jesus Christ.
It's finally here, Lancers. The first time I accidentally switched to the Forge from the menu was shocking, and I was filled with joy. Not only are you able to access the Forge from any location at Fort Tarsis or the launch bay, general bug fixes were administered so switching javelins and custom loadouts isn't a janky, time-consuming mess. Inside the Forge, we see a step in the right direction for stats and build breakdowns, as the new menu in the right-hand side shows which components, gears, and weapons you have equipped, their level, and overall contribution to your javelin's level. Again, I think players really want to see a percentage breakdown of our stats, considering in this 1.0.4 patch, Bioware edited and fixed many inscriptions, wording, and influences. I think we all want to see how much luck we have, our resistances, etc. in the menu. But I'm delighted to see the forward progress in a game that feels like it was neglected for a long time. A smaller thing to note, but was a total pain, was when you'd attempt to revive a fellow Lancer, and if you were pushed off for whatever reason, it reset the respawn timer. While fixing it is small, it's a very appreciated element to a fix from a previous patch to help the cohesion of high-level play. It's nice to see Bioware listening to macro and micro problems and rolling out sensible solutions until permanent fixes come. It's nice to see loot adjustments almost on every level of play. Now all strongholds will produce embers and materials in chests, and chests overall have a higher chance of masterwork and legendaries. I also appreciate the increase in drop rate for higher gear when killing Apex enemies, and that's like Ursics and Titans and the such. We should be seeing a healthy balance of loot in the future for all game modes, not only while climbing the Grandmaster ladder. I'm happy to report that load times seem to be reduced as well. It's not by much, but we continue to move closer to a time where loading isn't such a burden. It doesn't seem to be outlined, but many players are reporting reduced load screens in between Tarsus to mission events. While reduction of the load screen is great, I still stand by the fact that many instance games have substantial load screens. However, having something to interact with while waiting would be nice. I'd love to see a Forge system as we load, just hands down. It's an easy implementation in terms of gameplay, considering we travel by Strider. I stand for this or a Forge menu on the back of Striders found in the free play menu and when we load into missions. As I said previously, the laundry list for this patch is absolutely massive. It details each gear, component, and weapon, as well as the significant changes to all javelins. I'm thrilled to report increased thruster time to all javs, but the Interceptor really received the love this time as tuning to its melee system occurred. Holding down melee will continue a volley of attacks rather than spamming, and interceptors can now continue combos even when they have an aura active, prolonging their aura regardless of primer. That's definitely a cool little caveat because not being able to pop combos after a combo was lame. There's still so much more I'd like to see, but Bioware continues to change the landscape of Anthem week by week and continue to meet my expectation of growth. The dynamic of the game is already different from a month ago, especially now since 1.0.4. I highly recommend you read the patch notes because there's so much I'm not touching on, but we'd be here for 20 minutes if I did. In about 2 weeks, we will see the 4th Stronghold, more public events and free play map, extra goods, all building up to May's Cataclysm event, pointed to be Anthem's answer to endgame activities like Destiny's raids. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching everyone. It's looking like we're getting closer to what this game should have been at launch. Come check it out. If you like this video, please like and share, and subscribe to the channel for up-to-date Anthem coverage, masterwork reviews, and more. See you out there in the world of Bastion.